Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 9 o'clock Wednesday evening. That means it's time for Arbitrary Habitats. My name's Fred. I'm going to be here till midnight tonight, as I am every Wednesday, bringing you the finest and the most unheard music in the world. Tonight's a very special show. As I mentioned last week, we've got in-studio guest Nels Cline of the Nels Cline Trio from L.A., Santa Monica, West L.A. Anyway, I'm going to play a lot of cuts from stuff that he's brought in, unreleased stuff, previous release stuff, stuff he's worked on with other people, and we'll have a chat too, so you might want to stay tuned. And I must let you know that you're listening to 88.9 FM KUCI in Irvine, California. If you have any requests, comments, suggestions, whatever, give me a call at 856-KUCI. So, here we go. Yippee. Okay, that was, is that new stuff, Nels?
Well, it's almost over.
Oh, it's not done?
I guess that was it. Yeah, yes, that's a new song, relatively new, called Pants, dedicated to Polly Jean Harvey, and it's from the upcoming 45 that we'll have out.
Called?
Pants.
Pants.
Our Ecstatic Peace and Father Yod label single number 2.
Oh, great.
Our third single, our second with that double label combination.
Aren't singles kind of unique in this style of music?
Yes, apparently. I love singles, though,
Yes.
and I've always wanted to do singles, so we do them.
Where do you record most of this stuff?
All our singles were recorded in Wayne Pete's garage.
And who is Wayne Pete?
Local Los Angeles keyboard player of excellence who's played for years with Vinnie Golia and plays a lot of different people. He had a band that I played in for years called Doppler Funk with Vinnie Golia and John Fumo, my brother Alex Cline, Stuart Liebig.
Okay.
And we used to wail.
Okay, if you're just tuning in, I've got Nels Cline in studio, famous Monday night in-house band for the Alligator Lounge. Maybe you could tell us a little bit about your stint at the Alligator Lounge, what goes on, New Music Monday, and all that stuff.
Basically, it all came about initially because I came in with a package billing. My band had a new record at that time called Silencer, and I approached Milt Wilson, who was the proprietor, and suggested that we play there, and he said, no, we don't do this kind of music. And I said, well, the distributor that is going to be marketing this wants to take out an ad, and we're going to be playing on the radio that morning, et cetera, et cetera. He said, excellent, let's try it. And we pulled in a lot of people. We were playing that night on a bill with Submedia and Wayne's band Doppler Funk, the second version. And this fellow Milt, who unfortunately died in January, was quite enamored of my band in particular and really enjoyed the people that I would bring in. He started giving me other shots at shows, and I would just book them myself. And he liked that. He didn't have to do anything. He just, there they are. Everyone's there, and they all play. And then,
a responsible musician.
Yeah, well, and he liked it so much, he suggested the idea of doing Monday nights and having me host the shows, basically, which meant that I would book them, but also that I'd get to play every night, every Monday. So I decided to try it out, and so 15 months later, Milt's no longer with us, but the series is still going, and it's doing rather well.
Yeah, from the one Monday night that I was up there, it was a good turnout.
Yeah, it varies from night to night, but generally it's good. And for Monday nights, I mean, any club that's doing decent business on a Monday night should be able to pat themselves on the back, I think.
So this has been going on for 15 months, New Music Monday then?
Correct.
Yeah, great. So
I think I've only missed two Mondays myself, which means I don't have much of a life, I guess, but there I am.
But you are married. Jeff tells me you're married. By the way, I've got a in-studio friend here recording the show for us that would want to tape later. Anyway, so you apparently have another life.
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, what I'm saying is I don't get out of town enough playing elsewhere.
Oh, I see.
And I was out with Vinnie Golia on a tour and missed a couple of nights, and also I was in New York recently. I missed a Monday, so. But generally, I'm in town playing whenever I can, and I'm very lucky to be playing weekly, playing this kind of music. It's one of the things that people in this area are missing out on, I think, in their development, because playing frequently not only gives one a chance to relax about one's playing and one's music, but also to examine it in a fresh way repeatedly, rather than have that massive kind of pent-up feeling behind each performance that, like, this is our shot, we're not going to get to play again anywhere for 3 months, So I feel really, really blessed in that way, that we've been able to get up and wail and do all kinds of really diverse things from Monday to Monday. We try not to play. We don't ever play the same set.
Well, I noticed on the little flyer that you have a different description for your band every week.
Well, that's just a joke. We actually used to do different themes every week, but it got to the point where I wanted to hone in the last couple of months on just our music, although last week we played all Annette Peacock compositions.
How'd that come off?
I've had a good time.
That's
Considering
great.
we didn't rehearse any of them, I think it came out pretty good. Rehearsal is difficult sometimes, just to getting everyone together these days, but we've been playing together now for a while, so we can read each other pretty well.
Yeah. It's great. You just recently had a nice little article in the LA Times calendar section that I think describes the lounge pretty well and what goes on there. But maybe people aren't aware of what style of music you play, and the way it opens, it talks about what you call this kind of music, and you kind of shun titles or categories, and maybe you could kind of describe for.
If I ever have to call it anything, I tend to find myself calling it creative improvised music, in the sense that it stresses a fairly large degree of improvisation. Some people we bring in they improvise everything fresh on the spot. They don't play any compositions. Other people,
no structure, no form or anything.
Yeah, well, we could say extemporaneous form. Instant composition. But other people tend to be more towards the compositional, such as Quartetto Stig, who have an excellent balance of very well, highly considered composition and improvisation. A group that's described in the article, Unique Cheerful Events, which is a collective with Stuart Liebig, G. Eastonson, Karu, and Joe Berardi, as a complete improvising group. But I don't know that people would necessarily come away with that impression having heard them. So, but what I wanted to do is stress improvisation, because I feel that people who play music beyond, shall we say, a category, or most categories are used as marketing tools, but I